Morning, everybody. 8:10 a.m. October 24th. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Market, of course, made that bounce I talked about yesterday. 3 days down, gap down. Usually you get some type of bounce. We got that. Then some sell-off late in the day. That 200-day moving average is definitely going to be something the market's going to play with. Bears will probably step in. Bulls will try to step in if we go above it. Um, so I think there's some games that are going to be played there. Bond market caught a little bit yesterday. We'll have to see. I know Bill Ackman covered his short, um, so that's to note. We'll have to see what happens with bond yields. Okay, I think that's we really have to see if this market can get into a rally mode. The bond market should, the yields should drop, which means the bond market will go higher. We'll have to see. All right, without further ado, welcome to my channel. My name is Steven Gonzalez. I use market profile and volume profile to find structure in the market. Also supply and demand, gamma exposure levels, and the most traded price of the year, the month, the week, and the previous day. And even use bigger high volume nodes, I call it, over the last couple of years just to see where this market might stop or not. All right. Price action can always fool everybody. So that's why I try to keep this structure. That's why I fell in love with the structure of the market, because structure trumps everything. Okay. And obviously fundamentals can kill everything with news. So, but generally, structure is always there. Okay. And it even supports when news happens. It usually goes to some type of inflection point or something like that. So, welcome to my channel. Subscribe if you want. Set an alert. That would mean a lot. All right. If you like what you see, please give me a thumbs up. That would mean a lot as well. And you can follow me on X at Gonzo719. And let's get right into the watch list. All right. So Bitcoin's making one hell of a move here, up 9.88%. Past 30,000, we're at 34,605 in the Bitcoin futures. All right, Ether is getting sympathy, 7.74. Okay, Russell up 0.69. That has been the most beaten down of the indexes. Okay, Nasdaq's up 0.53. ES up 0.48. The Dow is up 0.38. The dollar. That's interesting that the dollar caught a bid a little bit. Okay, that is up 2.35. Now the dollar has key level 105.88 and 106.76, I believe. So it's pretty much at that support. It's a key level. Okay, the crude is up 0.22. All right, 10-year yield reports at 820. Okay, bonds are down. 30-year bonds, they're down 0.51. This should raise 10-year yield slightly. Okay, gold's made a run up almost to 2K. Now we're kind of coming off it a little bit, down 0.76. Silver's down 1%. That's the more volatile metal. Okay, the VIX is down 2.8%. We're underneath a 20 VIX now. Okay, with that the little rally has knocked the VIX down a little bit. Okay, and let's move on. Okay, let's go into the stocks I like to day trade and swing trade. Okay, coin with that ETF, with the SEC going to approve that ETF. That's the rumor. Up 7.5% pre-market. Tesla up 2.28%. Been beaten down. Okay, beaten down. 200 was a level that's probably going to catch some people taking profits. All right, almost made it down there yesterday, and now we're at 216. Okay, Nvidia with ARM. Okay, they are up 1.5% pre-market. All right, Amazon, it's up 1.18. They just got coverage initiated by some firm at a buy. Okay, they're initiated their coverage at a buy. All right, AMD up 1.1. Boeing up a lot of up 1%. Okay, Meta up 1. Google actually got coverage initiated as well, but it was at a neutral. So that's pretty interesting that that was put at a neutral. Okay, so is there a lagger? Well, Baba is down 0.82. Not much, right? Apple's pretty much flat. Okay, they got that Foxconn thing going on. All right, let's move on. Let's look at Qualcomm. Qualcomm up 0.84. Goldman Sachs at 0.59. CAT up 0.56. There is not a lagger in the top sector stocks. All right, the bottoms are like defensive, which is normal, but they're not down, right? They're not down. So um, let's move on to sectors. All right, sectors. What do we have? Leader, industrials. Industrials is the leader this morning. Okay, hence CAT. So who's second? Discretionary up 0.73. That is Amazon. That is Tesla. Okay, communications. All right, that is Google. That is Meta. Okay. Ooh, some large orders hitting the tape here. Just in my ear. All right, followed by semis, right? Is there a lagger? Nope. Nope, nope, nope. No lagger today. Overall breadth of the market is up. Okay. But in the market, it's not crazy. It's not like huge gap up or anything like that. So that's pretty interesting. All right. Um, weakest, strongest index in the morning is the Russell, followed by the Qs, followed by SPY, followed by the Dow. Okay. All right. That wraps up the futures. All right. A little bit of news. A little bit of news. Earnings that came out. Okay. Can get into a little bit um, of news here. There's the BlackRock CEO talked about what's right here. BlackRock, right here. It says. Let me make sure you guys can see this. Yeah, it says BlackRock's Fink. That's the CEO. The Fed will have to raise interest rates further. BlackRock's Fink. I don't expect a hard or soft landing for the economy in 2024. Okay, so that's something, right? Uh, of course, the war's going on. That's going. Now we got some earnings. Let's look at the earnings. GE's up 5.1%. Okay, 3M stock rose 4%. Verizon is up 3.7%. Spotify fell 2.6 after the stream giant reported quarterly monthly active users and subscribers ahead of expectations as it grew in all regions, as well as the quarterly profit. Okay, General Motors stock rose 1.6%. Coca-Cola stock rose 2.3%. Of course, we already talked about Coinbase. The ticker DOW stock rose 2.5%. Okay, Nvidia. Okay, stock rose 1.8% after it was reported that the chipmaker has begun designing central processing units that would run Microsoft's Windows operating system using technology from ARM. Okay, RTX stock rose. That's industrials as well, 8.1 after the aerospace supplier approved a 10 billion share repurchase program. All right, those are some things. NEE, NextEra Energy, they beat earnings. That makes me a little happy. Um, okay, so that's some news there. Okay, economic calendar wise today, 9:45 a.m. You have S&P Global Composite PMI, S&P Global Manufacturing PMI, and S&P Global Services PMI. So I wouldn't really initiate a trade around 9:45 a.m. That will cause some volatility there. I would still cause some volatility. Fed Chair Powell, member, speaks tomorrow 4:35 p.m., but that will be after the market closes. All right, but you have new home sales at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Okay. Now, as far as earnings go, what do we have for earnings? Okay, so today, Coca-Cola, Verizon, GE, RTX, 3M, Spotify, NextEra, GM all reported earnings this morning. Okay, today though, after the close, we got Microsoft, Google, Visa, Teladoc. Those are the big ones today after the close. Definitely gonna move the market. Microsoft and Google. Okay, definitely gonna move the market. All right, and Visa. Now Visa actually is part of financial now. It used to be part of XLK, so that was moved. Not sure when that was moved, but that's what's going on there. All right, now let's look at these. Let's get into the daily charts. Okay, let's get into these daily charts. All right, let's move right into these bad boys. Okay, so overall structure, we've been in a downtrend. Okay, so in a downtrend. Now, if we zoom in a little closer, what's been happening? Okay, yesterday, what did we do? Right, opened here, went all the way up past the 200-day moving average, then sold off. Right, closed here. Right now, we're at 422. Let's call 423. We are right here. All right. Now, where is that? Right here. That lines up with last month's lows. We're hanging around last month's lows, and let's see, right above the 200-day moving average. You're right at the 200-day moving average, basically. Like I said, I think there's a lot of games that are going to get played around that level. Okay. There's a lot of games that are going to get played around that level. Now look what happened. Okay, let's look at what happened to some structure. This support was taken out, right here. This was taken out. Now look, it's been bought back up. Okay, and now you have all these shorts here. So that's the defense. Okay, here's the defense. This is all bears. Okay, now you broke this, and now the market's going to tell us, can we hang out below here, or are we going to start making that rally? And that's all to be seen, right? Because this 200-day moving average, everybody looks at that on their charts. Okay, everybody looks at that. So that's going to be very crucial for this market. Now, if we hang out below, you're most likely going to drop down. Okay. All right, moving on to the Qs. Okay. Now the Qs, I had this fib on there, right? That's been 100% retraced. Okay, so I'm going to get rid of that. No need to have that on my chart anymore. Okay, you can see this was an uptrend. We broke it, right? Still underneath this uptrend line. You can see it's the backside of the trend line. Now we have a downtrend here. We have a downtrend here. Look at those lower high, lower high, lower high. We have not touched that trend line yet. Okay. Now the Qs, 200-day moving average is way down to 337. Okay, so if you notice where we came down to right here yesterday, because we opened, pushed down, you hit last month's lows, right here, last month's lows, and you got bought up, right? Right here. That little swing low here is where we went down to. Okay, where's the Qs now, right? 358. We are here on the upper portion of yesterday's range. Okay, so if you notice, now you have shorts that have not been hurt yet at this candle on Friday. They still have their positions there. So now you have two basically daily candles right here. So 359, I would say around almost 360. That's an important level to see if that maintains resistance, or you break it. Right? If you break it, I think we head up to the 361, 362 area and the trend line. Okay, that's what I see what's going on now, because the structure right here got saved right here, right? It couldn't break that. But like I said, if we hang out below this level, and we start hanging out here and finding acceptance, we're going to move lower. But if you can't, the market's going to tell us, okay, we're going to rally. So really have to look at that, okay? Now let's move over to the triple-headed monster that I like to call the triple-headed monster. Move over to that crazy bond market. Okay. Now you can see huge selling candle yesterday. Right? Boom. Went right back. Okay. Still above last month's highs. Okay. We basically hit last week's highs, and now we're in the middle of last week. Okay. So now yields, 10-year yield right now is up 0.48%. Okay. Up 0.48%. You can see because we closed here and now we're here. So if we break this candle and we start to move back to last month's lows, you expect a rally to continue. Okay. And we still have fear in this market. We are right now at a 19.68 VIX. So that's a month out of fear. People are buying a month out of fear. So fear is still here. All right. We were that's not the current VIX. Here it is. So you can see, boom, spiked really high yesterday on the push down, but then we wound up closing down here. Okay, this is still a decent amount of fear of volatility in this market. The dollar, like I said, has two key levels. Okay, and those two key levels are right here. All right, it's the 10. What did I say? 106.74. All right, and this 105.23 is support. So we've been in this range, and we really got to see what's going to happen here with the dollar. Okay. All right, I think we can move on to the market profile. Look at our structure in the market. Okay. Here's the ES now. Okay. Now, one important thing that happened yesterday, okay, is we have ultimate balance now. The most traded price of the month and the week are equal. Whenever this happens, a huge move will follow it. And it doesn't mean it happens today, but when the most contracts are traded at 42.65, okay? And that's the most traded price of the last week and of the last month. Okay? That just means more people are going to get hurt no matter what direction it goes, because you got shorts and longs in there. Okay, that's how it works. So expect a big move. Okay, so that's one. Now look where price is. No shock. Right? 42.65, right at that level, what I just said. Right here. It's a magnet. These high volume nodes are magnets. Okay? That's why price is sitting there. Okay, there's a lot of volume coming in, a lot of people trading right here. Okay, now let's look at a couple things here. Okay, now that we know that big level is a line in the sand, okay, bulls need to win, they need to push above it and hold above it, and then they can make the move. Bears hold below it, create value below it so we can move lower. That's basically how the market works. Okay, now market's not providing a lot of edge right now. Why? Let's look at yesterday's session. There's the high, there's the low. You have single prints right here. Okay, so that's now this can get cleared out very quickly if the market gets weak. Okay, so we have yesterday's high, yesterday's low. We have the overnight high, overnight low. Here's price. We're in the middle of yesterday's session. Okay, even the most traded price of yesterday is right here. So there's just a lot of people trading in here. Okay, what you want to see if you're a bull is you want to see this supply taken out and then maybe a pullback here to go like that. Okay, Remember, a lot of shorts have not really been hurt yet. Okay, so let's look at inventory. We opened here. This is the only short to this much long. Okay, so you are about 90% net long in the overnight. So we know we have longs from here and here. Okay, and you're at the top of the range. Okay, so this makes it difficult for me to say if the market does this and you're up here, you open, I'd say you can get a quick push down to this level, and that's your test. That's why this level is so important, because if you move up, now you'll be pretty much 90 something percent net long. If they start to take profits, this is the level you want to see it hold. If it holds, we're moving higher. Okay, so basically you already have my scenarios, and I'll just lay them out in a little cliff notes now. So let's just get into the scenarios here, what I just talked about, and they're pretty clear because that level's so big, 42.65. Okay, so here we go. So I don't want to chase long, right? So if the market, because we're 90% net long, what I think could happen, okay, you push up here. You probably could even test yesterday's highs. There's supply here. I could see a quick push back down to this level. Okay, this level will determine the market going higher or not. If the market, okay, this is where acceptance, if you ever hear me say acceptance, is important. If the market goes under it, I don't care. Okay, it needs to find acceptance. If it doesn't, and it recovers and holds, we're going to go higher. Property 4,300, 9 EMA daily right there. Okay, so that's what I mean. Acceptance means when you break the level and you hold, people accept under this level. Okay, it doesn't mean when you just break it, it's broken. Okay, that's what I really see for that. This level is very crucial. Now, of course, we can come up, we could break that level, right? Then you have overnight. The overnight low here happens to be at the most traded price of this year, and you have a demand zone here. That's the next test. Okay, so that would be the next test to see if you can hold it. And then I would say market could go here, determine what it's going to do, but if it holds it, it could go higher again. Okay, all right, so if you're looking at a bear point of view, okay, it's just the opposite. Okay, now if you want to scalp or something, right, market could push up, hit yesterday's highs, fail lower high, then that could be a profit take, and then you would want to see it hold and find acceptance under this level to push down to the overnight low and to the most traded price of the year. And then if that breaks, you're looking at yesterday's lows. That's really what I would see. If you're conservative, you want to see this move and then hold here. Once it holds here, you could feel confident that the market should push down to at least here. Okay, all right, that is the ES. Let's move on to the NASDAQ. Let's see if it's different or it's the same. Okay, now remember, right now the NASDAQ is a little stronger, only a tiny stronger. Okay, so let's look at structure together. Now, this profile is kind of like a double distribution. So you have a distribution on the top, another distribution here, and then you have a little bit of excess. But I just want to note something here. There's a weak low here, right here. So if we revisit here, yes, that could be support again, but that could cause a big flush lower. Okay, that just right here. That level's like 145.20 on the NASDAQ. Okay, so let's look at some levels here. So we have the most traded price of the week up here. That's 150.50. All right, most traded price of the month right here. Okay, what's that price? That price is around 147.65. Okay, so you have a ping pong a little bit in the Nasdaq. You don't have the ultimate balance like you do in the ES. That could happen though in the ES. All right, because like the most traded price is right here, but it could easily move down here, and then you have ultimate balance in the Qs. That could very much happen today. Okay, because there's a lot of this orange volume is the last 30 days. Okay, so let's look at this together. We have yesterday's highs, yesterday's lows, single prints again right here. Okay, now overnight high, overnight low, opening of the overnight, that much short to that much long. You have about 90% net long in Nasdaq. Okay, 90% net long. Price is right here. We're inside yesterday's range. Not a lot of edge there. Okay, so the big level here is around this area, right? Because you're looking at the most traded price of the month and of yesterday. So you just need the market to hold, the Nasdaq to hold that level. Okay, that would be bullish. And right now, it's holding that level. Okay, you have a bunch of shorts, and you have a weak high here as well at 14885. Okay, right there's a weak high that lines up right with supply. Okay, so the same thing I'm going to be saying right now for pretty much the same kind of scenario. Okay, you want the market to prove itself to you. That's what you want. So if we're going to look at a bullish take on the market, okay, you want price to hold above this level. There's even a demand zone right below it, which even would make me even nervous about shorting below it. Okay, so you could see this happen. Boom, test yesterday's high, go into a supply, pull back, hold, either go into this demand like this, right, but not acceptance, start making some higher lows. Now you got liquidity to move higher. That weak high here is susceptible to get broken. Okay, then you can push up into the most traded price of the week. Okay, what you have here too is not the best structure in this move down with this candle. You have very thin volume right here. There's not single prints there, but there's thin volume, so that could fuel. You're not going to have much resistance here, and you have monthly VWAP is right here at 15021. That could be resistant as well. So that could be the move today, okay, for a bull. Now, conversely, right, this is our big level. Now, below this, I want to show you something. Below the overnight low, you're not going to have that much support. Okay, so we could push up into the supply, get some lower highs, right? Then this is the real test. This demand zone has to be taken out. Let the market prove it to you. Take out this demand zone and find acceptance below that level. If you find acceptance, you could push down and take out this weak structure here. Go all the way down to this weak low. And this could be a quick flush lower. Okay. Structure is not good right down here. All right. That's what I see today. That's what I'm going to be waiting for. All right. So hopefully it all makes sense to everybody. All right. Actually, let's do one thing. I'll do a little bonus here. Let's look at Bitcoin. Let's just see what the structure looks like in Bitcoin. I'm very curious what we'll see here. Let's just see it together. So here's Bitcoin. Let me just make sure that this is all here. Okay, this is Bitcoin. Now, that's not Bitcoin, that's crude. This is Bitcoin. Oof, look at these moves. Look at this move. Look at that volume here. What was that? 9 a.m. That was 10:16. Boy, that was a lot of volume. My lord. All right. So look at this thin profile. So what was that? Look at those moves. Big, big moves. Right? Big, big moves. All right. Let's look at a daily chart. Whoa. So look at that. Most traded price. See what happens? Most traded price of the year was 27,358. See how the move happens from there, right? Monster move. Okay. Here's the weekly. That's a monster move. Look at all this balance that you had. That's what happens, right? Balance goes to excess, right? You're either in balance or you're in excess. Right now, you're in excess. Okay. Big, big move in Bitcoin. Okay. That's a big move. Destroying last week's highs and lows. Okay. That's the monthly. Look at that range. It's breaking out. Okay. Now you look at the next levels like 47,660. This is kind of poor structure here. So I would go to the weekly. Let's look at a weekly profile real quick. Wow. You don't, I mean, you have a little node here, right here, around 38,000, right? But this could go to 47. Look at these. You could almost look at these like single prints here. This kind of just fell. Okay, so just as quick as they fell, as quick as that can get bought up. And you can go to 47,660. Okay, so pretty cool. I just want to look at it in a different way too. Let's look at it this way. I just want to look on the Express chart to see how we're looking in Bitcoin here. That's not Bitcoin, that's gold. Hold on a second. There we go. Jesus. Monster. Monster. I mean, that's last week's highs. Big, big move. Pretty cool. Okay. That's it, everybody. Hope everybody has a good day. We got the plan. We got our levels today. We got those levels today. All right. So, everybody stay green. All right. If you enjoy my content, subscribe, set an alert. All right. Also, you can give me a like. That will help me out. All right. And you can follow me on social media at X at Gonzo719. All right. Everybody have a good day. We got our plan. Stay green. And I'll see everybody tomorrow.